Welcome to the opening round of the Alpine F1 Team Series event. We've still got Gasly and Ocon boosted, and we've got 4 interesting tracks to come. We've got Singapore in the dry, we've got Hungary in the dry, we've got Jeddah in the dry as well, and then rounding off race 4, we've got Silverstone at 100% wet. So hopefully we can put in some good scores. We're going to give it all. Hopefully you can learn from it, and we'll put in a good round for Alfa Romeo, because up next, here comes race 1 for all the way from Singapore. So sadly you'll notice we're on Hungary, and that's because for some reason race number 1 did record, it did saved, but it didn't even appear anywhere. So looks like lost footage. We scored 46 points. It was actually a fantastic race. And now we move on to Hungary, and hopefully you'll get to see this track. We're well up against it in this one already, as you can see. We're going to use Frost, and we're going to use Cuppa. Do a 4-4 and a 5-3. Obviously you can see rival Ocon, absolutely P2, unbelievable. We can see and hope for the very best. So, average start from Ocon, that's poor. But here comes Yuki with his amazing race starts. And we haven't really got anywhere. Wow, P24. Did you see that? That was terrible luck for Yuki. Can Ocon get a place back here? He can. And what about Yuki not getting through? So this is going to be a painstaking race in Hungary. Why couldn't it be this race that didn't record rather than Singapore? So we'll have to see what happens though. Hopefully the 5-3 can put us on the back for some points. And we're going to just have to focus up, see what we can do. But we're all good on tyres at the minute. We've got Ocon behind Ocon. Leaders have extended out front. And here's a move for Ocon, and he's into P8. Yuki behind Charles Leclerc going backwards. We can't get past him just yet, but we lose a spot to the rival. So, trying to manage the best we can. And it looks pretty much chaos with Yuki as well. But we've got a few bits and pieces of tyre available, so let's push and see if we can get up the inside here of the Ferrari and the Alfa Romeo. Nice and easy. Alfa Romeo team orders in Hungary, that's what we like to see. And what have we got? No pit stops just yet. But next lap, we'll be in for one. It'll be mediums for Ocon. Tsunoda still going backwards here and there. Few people now in the pits. Let's see if we can make a move back on Alfa Romeo. Yes, we can. What about P14 Ocon? Not wanting to get past, and now he does. P14 mission recover is well and truly underway, as Esteban Ocon runs out of tyres, but makes it to the pits. Sadly, this Yuki Tsunoda start, even though it was a good one, he got pinned and went miles back. So Ocon comes out. We're going to push now Ocon as hard as we can, because he's got a chance of undercutting this whole, at least a good 4 or 5 cars here. But he can't even catch up Yuki Tsunoda, which is very interesting. It took a whole lap to catch up Yuki Tsunoda on them medium pushing. Down the straight, we get ahead of the Aston Martin. There's the Red Bull of Perez. And out we come with Yuki. Yuki's got it all to do, as you can see. P18. Drama at Hungary. I'm hungry for points, but Yuki, after the start, not so great. Can we get De Vries? Yes, we can. Now we start to put a bit of pressure on the field. Few come into the pits, that's going to help Yuki. And he now moves himself past the Red Bull into P11. Can he get into the top 10? Yes, he can. Great stuff. No one else pit him, so Ocon's probably only going to get to where he's got to. Yuki can probably get 2 more places. We'll We'll try. And here we go. Here's one, Kevin Magnussen. And can we get one more with Ocon in front of us? Or Gasly, who is it? Gasly. Let's give it a go. Damage limitation has really set in. Can we, on the softs, make the move? Yes, we can, and we're up to P6 and P8. We'll take it from where we were, P24, first corner. So we'll absolutely take that. Ocon P6. Yuki Tsunoda coming home in 8th, and we'll take 36 points. So we move on to Jeddah, which is race number 3, race number 2 of this video, and a couple of strategies then to put together. Thinking a 3-2-2 and a 2-2-3. Rival well ahead of us again, P9, most likely running a level 7 Ocon. That means Ocon ourselves gets put towards the back. So what can we run? With the head start, thinking Yuki on the hards, and I'm going to put a cuppa on him. Ocon, I'm going to do softs, and hopefully he can get a decent start and make up some positions. Is it going to be chaos? Lap 2? Looks a little bit like it will be. So, fast start for Ocon, perfect for Tsunoda. And Ocon's made a lovely move through. The middle gets caught a little bit, but it's better than last race. It's P11 and P12, and now we're going to push Ocon just to try and get past a few of these because they're all going to pit similar times. Round the outside we go, can't make it stick. We'll cut down here after we take Stroll. 9th and 11th. Can't really overtake anywhere now until the last corner. So we'll conserve. We'll get the power unit raging away. And then we'll push out the last. Can't make a move. Into the first corner. Hotting up here in Jeddah. Mediums it will be. Because we're about to run out of tyres. Yuki's gets past, but that's because they're pushing. Aston Martin going backwards in front of us, whilst we get ahead of the Ferrari and get ahead of the Aston Martin. Good moves there. So, are we going to run out of tyres? I'm not going to take servicing. I'm going to hopefully cruise for 2 laps. Heat's coming down though. And now a lot of people will pit and Yuki Tsunoda can come into play. So we'll push now all the way. Ocon's got the jump on, look at that pack of cars. That's why it was desperate to get ahead in them first few corners, because we can make our gap. So P12, and these are all hard runners that we now have to get past. The free should be easy work, and it is. Yuki we can cut down here. Nearly trying to get past Alonso. Let's build up. Can we get Alonso and gain a spot going into the pits? Nearly. Not quite. In we come. What about Ocon? He's going to go to the hards a bit later on. Well, we're not looking too bad. Tsunoda coming out on the softs. He'll be pretty quick. We'll get past Perez if we can. And there we go. And we'll cut back down. Just going to try and pick away at them slower cars. And here's another one. Aston Martin, Fernando Alonso. Already we are through. So P5, P8 now. 37 points. And we're going to be coming in this lap. Box for Ocon. We've got Tsunoda looking pretty good here. Gives Ocon a good nudge as he comes past. Going to come out behind Leclerc. And we're going to be ahead now into P4. Ocon comes out P11 with some cars ahead to pit. Going to have to hold on because, well, Gasly's got a pit, so that's fine. Tsunoda all over the back of Esteban Ocon. Is there a move down here? Not quite, so we'll conserve. All the way in. We'll take the mediums just to be sure. What about Ocon? Rival runs out of tyres. That's what we like to see. And then we got Ocon now. And look at that, Tsunoda getting a bit bunched up, but comes out in the top 10. P9. We're pushing to try and get past. It's going to be tough to get past that Ocon. He's probably going to come back past us, especially with us on the hards. But he's not really gaining too much. And in fact, we're going to make a move. That's interesting. Making a move on the rival, going backwards, and he's pushing. That's very interesting to see happen. Relatively easy. He's not gained at all. Still not gained. So we're going to push now. And here he comes, Ocon down the straight. Finally found some gears. P5, P6 now, and that's into P4 for Ocon. Can we get ahead? Leclerc, warm-up issues on that soft, and the mediums and the hards accelerate through. Good moves. Is there anyone else that we can get? Not really. 4 seconds we are behind the rest of the field. But we are going to take here 41 points. And a happy days in Jeddah. A return to a bit of form. We just hang on to P4 and P5, and it's 41 points. So here we go then, race number 4. And if you've been watching me long enough and my strategy guides, you'll know that all the AI are about to pit on lap number 4. So we'll be doing a 3-4 to get past and make as many positions as possible. So wet tyres it shall be. Now today we're going to test how well tyres last. Do we need frost to do this tomorrow? As the dogs, if you can hear, will go mental. They're in support quite clearly. So here we go, boosting off. Will we need tyre boosts tomorrow? We're about to find out. Yuki, you know the score. Up to P9 and is going to get pinned on the outside by the look of it. But Ocon's P10, Yuki P13. And we're going to make some more here with Ocon nearly going, oh, how's he got beat by Alonso? So, I don't think it's worth, well, we might have to put one of these onto a 4-3 and hope for the best. I think Ocon's got better tyre management just. But we can't really push when we do a 3-4. That's the only problem. That is the problem. There's Ocon looking for a move on Alonso. Definitely going to look at doing a 3-4 with Ocon, I think. See if we can get him past Leclerc. And we can. P9. P9 for Ocon. Making steady progress. Tsunoda will be the one that will do the 4. And we're going to just chance it. We're going to show you what it's like. Let's see if we can get Alonso here. Especially if we're doing the 3. Every little pass is going to help us with a split second as Tsunoda makes his way into the top 10. I'm going to push on Ocon here. Ocon to Gasly. Through we go. And we can chill down the straight. P7. We're going to come out quite near the back here as well. That's going to be our problem. So we're going to push now as hard as we can. It is all about trying to create the gap and not come out too far near the back. That is why we're pushing hard. We're going to do Tsunoda. Tsunoda is going to try the 4-3. It's going to be chaos, so we could come out right at the back. But we're going to push now and see if we can just get past a couple of cars. From what I can see, though, he's in to P8. If we can get P7, which we can, this could really help us. And Ocon's not too far away. Getting held up, but he'll survive. And then down the straight. So here we go. Here's where everyone starts to pit for some fresh wet. So we've got Ocon here, P15, right on the edge of tyres, but he's going to make some gap now. You can see how chaos it is. We've got a slower pit stop. Ocon goes through, and Ocon is into 4th place. Undercut, even though I'm not pushing, working a treat. That's why 3-4 works so well. 4-3 wasn't too bad for Yuki, because it's got us where we are. Remember, a lot of the AI will double stack when it comes to pit stops. And we've got to just try and set our sights now on catching and picking off 1 or 2 more cars. Ocon's putting Alonso or Stroll even under some pressure. We're going to leave him pushing down to the straight. It's going to be risky. We need to get the job done though. And we do. We can cut back down. Might have put too much in there. Tsunoda gets into P6. And Ocon stretching clear of the Aston Martin. We'll try and close the gap with Tsunoda. Well, we're okay for tyres. Just a couple of percent up at the moment. Literally a percent. We can't push too hard. And these AI are not going to run out of tyres either. As we come and try and attack P5. Lando Norris round the outside, not quite. Can we get him through? Any chance at all? We're through into P5, brilliant move. And now we'll push to finish with Ocon. And it's going to be a P3 for Ocon, doing that 3-4. Yuki, very respectable effort in P5. And in Silverstone, in the wet, we're going to take 42 points to round off the video and the first 4 races, or even 3 after we finished. So let's have a look where that leaves us so far. 42 points in the bag. We had a difficult Hungary, decent Jeddah, decent Silverstone. So 4 races in, 165 points. 46 in the first race as mentioned, 36 in the second, and then 41 and 42 round off race 3 and race 4. So make sure you're in my Discord. I hope you've enjoyed them 3 races. Apologies about the first one, but hopefully we master that one again tomorrow, and we'll catch you in tomorrow's final round.